War of the Planet of the Apes has a lot to live up to. It has to live up to the third and to be a third installment of a trilogy, and get to be finishing piece of the trilogy, directed to the original films of the 60s, and then also has to be a standing great damn film on its own. There's so much build and tension, so much for this film. And because for me, particularly because I loved Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which smartly I watched just before seeing the film, which I gotta say adds a lot of, which actually enhances the experience. Excuse me, I was able to weird chest burp. But what it really does so well is that it knows how to build up character and magnificent sense of awe, wonder, and build to the world once again. And I gotta say, War from the Planet of the Apes may just be the best of the three. It really is. And the way this kind of wraps so much up, and with such an unforgettable ending, and a truly fantastic score, and so many other things, I love this movie. I freaking loved it. It was amazing. The way it builds, and I will straight up say this to you guys. If you haven't seen it, do not expect a war per se. Don't expect a big Avengers-esque type of big battle scene in this movie. And even though there may be a big action scene in the end and parts of the beginning, there's a good hour of the film where there's not much action happening. And by action, I mean like big bombastic loud type of action itself. Instead, it sacrifices that for great character motivations, scenes, and power-hitting moments that really make you feel the gravitas and the importance of these characters and the decisions, and how it can shape the fate of the world, how it can really shape each race's fate, either as of the humans, the extinction of the humans, or the rise of the apes. And either side can really dictate each other, and it's a powerful film because of that. Andy Serkis, my God, he proves to me why he is probably my favorite actor of all time. Each and every role he steps into, he gives it 100%, a passion of clarity and beauty, ambiance and spirit, and a true sense of mind. And in this movie, you get to see a more war-torn, battled type of Caesar. He's not really that merciless, cold, lord killer mongrel feel to him, except although that is actually for the Colonel, played by Woody Harrelson. But he has a desperate, tired feel of him just being like, please, no more. He just wants the end of the war and just just live in peace. And it really just feels like you want to just for it to end for him because you feel so much for him. It's a beautiful performance. And Woody Harrelson as a Colonel is just as equally amazing. He's arguably the best villain of any of the movies. And his reasons for not liking Caesar and wanting to wipe them out seem so valid. And again, I'm not going to go deep into spoilers, but they seem so important, and they seem so poignant and well done, and well realized that you actually can end up siding with him. And there's a point when he's talking to Caesar, and I was like, oh my God, I actually kind of agree with that. And I can see why he did that. I don't agree with his actions, but I can see why he does that, and that makes such a brilliant villain. Also, again, the effects by Weta Designs done in New Zealand has now been perfected. I guarantee you, I'm gonna say this is definitely some of the best CG I've ever seen. It is. I'm very happy and blessed to be living in a decade where I'm seeing a lot of films like this, including that just have such passion and creativity, but the effects and the story and the characters, and it really is just magnetizingly great. And having a movie this big and this anticipated and more than ever delivers, I can't think of a blockbuster that, in my mind, delivered this damn well, maybe since The Force Awakens. And it definitely puts a truly powerful emphasis on maturity, gravitas, and knowledge, and its absolute passion. It's a beautiful movie, and I want you to know straight up, this is not a movie. It's very much a character study of between Caesar and the Colonel, and the survivability of so many of these characters, such as the little girl in this movie, and Bad Ape, and so many other characters. I loved both of those characters, by the way. I loved the little girl. She may have been weird the first minute she gets introduced, but eventually you warm up to her. And also, Bad Ape is a great comic relief, or comedic relief. He really is. He adds a lot of levity and a sense of fun, vivid spirit. Is like, oh, I can't see much. The Revess binoculars. Oh, just a little cute moments like that. And yet, it never feels out of place. It doesn't feel like it shifts too much tone. It always feels like it knows the tone well. And it feels like it sticks to his spirit. And it's just so well, clever, and poignant with it. With the comedy and the more dramatic moments. As it knows how to balance well, brilliantly well. Matt Reeves, it has a spectacular vision for this. The scenes with the snow are magnetizing. It's enticing, it's beautiful, it's magnificent. It really is. War of the Planet of the Apes is my favorite film of 2017. It really is. I was going to do this movie with my expectations just, again, sky high. And I don't think a movie, in my mind, has delivered this well on a big blockbuster movie and really succeeded with all flying colors. In my view, like I said before, since The Force Awakens. I loved this movie. It's arguably one of my favorite movies, maybe within recent memory. And honestly, I can see this film, in my view, already trumping any other of my favorite films from last year. And it just blows me the hell away for what they did in this film. I'm truly amazed and impressed. My only slight criticism is that it may be a bit slow-paced at times, but it knows how to sacrifice pace and big, awesome action scenes with important character moments and motivations and speeches, which work beautifully. They don't feel like exposition, and that's a bit of a complaint I had with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Is that it feels like there's a bit too much exposition at times in this movie. There's only one scene between Caesar and the Colonel, and yet that scene feels important. It didn't feel tacked on. It felt important and smart. And really, that's my sense of, of it not being a war and it being maybe a bit too slow for some people. Maybe those two things are my only little critiques. Negative things. Because aside from that, War of the Planet of the Apes may be a freaking masterpiece. And if you haven't seen it, I implore you to see Reason and watch this film. But before you do, watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then the Dawn. Because you see the Rise, the Dawn, which makes sense. There's Dawn before you Rise, but regardless, there's a title change between these two movies. It's so freaking weird. But regardless, War of the Planet of the Apes is magnificent. It really is a magnificent film. Just fuck yes. I love it when films like this just deliver on all cylinders, and it delivers brilliantly well. With haunting performances, beautiful cinematography. Oh, by the way, an incredible score by Michael Giacchino. I love this score in this movie. It's just so damn good. Yeah, I really can't help but say this movie's a masterpiece. There's very few films. There's only for me, 3 films. 3 or 4 films this year that I have virtually no complaints with. I could say a good handful of movies I could say my top 5 or 7, but 3 or 4 of them are I have very little complaints about them, and those are, for me, Logan, War of the Planet of the Apes, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Baby Driver. Those are my very 4, negative... those are my 4 films that I have very little to no complaints about. Which are maybe my 4 favorites. But seriously, I am ecstatic for this. For the rest of the films this year. Even though one of the trailers that came before this movie was the Emoji Movie. which just why does that film exist? Just why? It looks terrible. But regardless, War of the Planet of the Apes is, in my opinion, it ranks among some of the best third installments in the trilogy ever, alongside Toy Story 3, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Return of the King, third Jason Bourne movie, and many others. And it makes, in my opinion, the Apes trilogy my second favorite modern trilogy, alongside the Hobbit trilogy and the Star Trek ones. So yeah, I can't help but sing the highest note of this film to its most beautiful degree. I love this film, and yeah, everyone, I really want you to see this film. Not just for me, because you really should see it, but if you haven't seen the others, should you see them before you go in to see this movie? Yes, you absolutely should. War of the Planet of the Apes gets a 100%. Oh, I feel so good and happy to say that. And yet it's slow, but it feels good for that. And it's the type of slow where I appreciate it, and that it's maybe better for being slow. So, yeah. Everyone, I really hope you have all of you have a great day, and yeah. I don't know when I'll see my next movie review. Excuse me. But yeah, I fucking love this movie. It's probably my favorite film of the year so far. Till then, everyone, thank you very much. Sorry for the sound. No, it's my Blu-ray. Oh, is it? Yeah. Well, till then, thank you very much, and I will see you guys in the future for more reviews. As always, till then, yeah. Bye-bye.